The very robust attendance registered by a wide-ranging legion of journalists, columnists, publishers, broadcasters, and professionals in other related media fields that transcend a long line of generations is a strong and unmistakable signal to signpost the fact that a father figure and one of the doyens of the journalism profession, in fact the last man standing, is being celebrated. Yes, Mr. Samson Amuka, publisher, Vanguard newspapers, more familiarly referred to as Uncle Sam, who attained the age of 80 years in June 2015, is being celebrated. It would seem like a taboo for media professionals of note practicing anywhere in the country not to be present at the event. At the last count, one could count on the fingertips names of those who for some exigent reasons couldn't make it to the event. That was how robust the dividends of the goodwill that Uncle Sam Amuka had invested in over the years, from which he now bountifully reaps. Friends of Uncle Sam from virtually every sector of Nigerian life rallied a huge support for the grandfather of Nigerian journalism and the last man standing in the pen profession. A glance at those in attendance at the event shows that Chief Segun Oshoba, the celebrant's closest friend, Prince Tony Momo, Chief Philip Asiodu, the Senate President, represented by his Deputy Chief of Staff, Mr. Ray Ekbu, John Momo, Dele Momodu, Bisi Olatilo, Chief Taiwo Alimi, Teddy Were, Lanre Edo, Chief Albert Horsford, Mrs. Rita Lori Okbebo, Mr. Fred Agbegbe, Mr. Tunde Fagbinle. The list is very long. To kickstart the launch of Voices from Within, essays on Nigerian journalism, to honor Uncle Sam Amuka as it turns 80, Lanre Edo, publisher of Diamond Publications, who put the book together, who had earlier published books to honor the likes of Alhaji Alade Odunewu and Chief Olusegun Oshoba. The celebration of Uncle Sam Amuka's 80th birthday should be seen as the celebration of the journalism profession because he has contributed immensely to the growth of the trade.
We celebrate Mr. Sam Amuka because he represents the best in us. He has been what most of us aspire to be in an eventful career of almost 6 decades. He's been everything possible that one can be: reporter, features writer, features editor, columnist, editor, manager, publisher, entrepreneur. But above all, we celebrate him for his humaneness, for his simplicity, for his accessibility. He's a mentor of no protocol. You can walk up to him and he's ready to give you audience. In a country where there are so many people who feel too important because they occupy temporary offices, I say that is something refreshing, and that is something that is worth celebrating.
He said Uncle Sam is a quintessential trailblazer and trendsetter in Nigerian journalism who has traversed all arms of the trade as a reporter, features editor, columnist, publisher, and cartoonist. But in all of these, according to Lanre Edo, Uncle Sam remains most friendly, simple, accessible, and indeed is everybody's uncle. Lanre Edo said that Uncle Sam is indeed a special gift to the Nigerian journalism profession, whom we should all treasure and cherish. In his remarks as the chairman of the occasion, Chief Segun Oshoba said that the secret of Uncle Sam's longevity, which he would like everybody to imbibe, is his contentment, simplicity, an act of giving and mentoring, as well as impacting others.
I'm happy that whatever he has done, he has been able to mentor so many people. Again, Sam was the first to make us appreciate cartooning. I was asking Adetiba, where is Kamsin? He says he's coming. Kamsin was one man you don't miss out in Punch in those days. And most of the ideas were Sam's idea. So he pioneered the idea of cynically laughing at people through cartoon. Today I'm happy. Following Sam's step, They said yes, they made a success of it. And from there we had Tell. They made a success of it. Then we had the news. They made a success of it. All of them professional who followed the footsteps of Uncle Sam Amuka. Sam, we thank God.
It was generally agreed that the organizers of the event deserve a huge pat on the back for at least seeing to it that a platform was created for the celebration of media professionals who hardly indulge themselves in such luxuries. In the lecture delivered by Teddy Were, publisher independent newspapers, titled Today's Newsroom, Tomorrow's Newspaper, How to Survive and Thrive in the Internet Age, or better still, a comparison between the traditional media and the new media, the lecturer attempted to place at the doorstep of the audience strategies involved in seeing that the newspaper is digital and easily accessible online.
A newspaper's website provides a template for the rapid delivery of the news around the clock as it breaks. And the success of such a website depends on the journalist's commitment to quality content, depth of coverage, and speed of updates. The capabilities of a newspaper website include the following: news roundup for time-starved readers, sorting of news by subject, category, and region, etc. Audio and video content for added depth and entertainment. Sharing of views with others via comments. Readers can also share stories with friends. And the printing of stories for those who prefer to read on paper. The filtering of news for readers, categorized by most read, most commented, and similar classifications.
Ted Iwere urged media personalities to develop the multimedia mindset and endeavor to be literate in the operation of the website. He said in this digital age, newspaper publications and journalists should adopt a print-last method and embrace the creation of digital items as primary source of content, so that contents can be created and distributed on the mobile media before the newspaper.
Besides websites, and because more and more people now access news and information via smartphones and tablets, mobile channels are also taking their place in the newsroom. A digital-first newsroom must therefore consider how best to deliver content to mobile devices. How do we make our newspaper newsrooms mobile ready? The website must be responsive. By being responsive, it means if a reader visits the site and clicks on the content on the newspaper's website, whatever device the reader is using, the content automatically responds to the screen size. So you don't need to build a different mobile site. The managers and journalists must also be internet compliant, that is mobile ready, and must also access the website regularly and report the news with their devices. Planning and handling of stories must also start with consideration of mobile elements and their presentation.
Teddy Were said that unlike the print and electronic media, the internet gives the media house a wide spectrum of choices to select from. The book, Voices from Within, written by Ayo Olukoto, was reviewed by Dr. Abigail Ugweze Njizika, the HOD Mass Communications, University of Lagos. The book was first published in 2005 when Uncle Sam Amuka turned 70. The current edition has 8 more chapters which also touched on contemporary issues. The book is divided into 3 parts, namely features and media content, the business side of publishing, and finally, reminiscences by people who had passed through the career portals of Uncle Sam Amuka. In a nutshell, the book attempts to reinforce the essentials of journalism, which are objective originality and balanced reporting.
The book, Voices from Within, which is being presented today, is a celebration of one of Nigerian journalism's foremost persona, Mr. Samson Ururu Amuka, better known as Sam Amuka. What I've given so far is a semblance of the range quality, expertise, and reader delight of the essays. Taken together, they constitute an inspiring testament dedicated to a man of excellence, a great achiever who wears his distinction lightly. For example, is it possible to have given a more rounded picture of the media Mongol than what is presented to us here? In other words, how does his strengths balance up and outweigh those weaknesses, even follies, which make even the greatest men mortals that they are? In the reviewer's opinion, iconic status such as we are dealing with here does not necessarily preclude mention, if in passing, of his failings. Furthermore, a future edition of this undoubtedly valuable book should consider giving a taste, some aroma of Sad Sam's inimitable and supremely humorous writings. I make this suggestion because a large percentage of younger generation is not familiar with Sad Sam, the writer having known him mainly as a publisher. Notwithstanding these suggestions, though, I'm pleased to announce that this is a book of great merit and worth. It deserves a conspicuous place in any decent library of media studies in Nigeria and beyond. I thank you for listening.
The launch of the book was kicked off by Honorable Benga Makonjola, the Deputy Chief of Staff to Senate President Bukola Saraki, who was a special guest of honor. He was surrounded by all the dignitaries in attendance.
On behalf of the Senate President, His Excellency Dr. Abubakar Bukola Saraki, CON, I have the singular honor and privilege. The count of Daddy Sam, we will unveil it. 1 to go. Daddy Sam.
That opened the floodgates for the torrents of donations that poured in.
Sir Sam, I wish you a very happy, beautiful birthday. And more grease to your elbow. May your character continue to spread so that the journalism in this country should be what it should be.
So Uncle Sam, we love you, we appreciate you. You are a diva, and we just celebrate you.
Uncle Sam Amuka's vote of thanks, which came in form of prayers, was very novel, innovative, and vintage Sam Amuka. Biskin Communications heartily congratulates Uncle Sam Amuka Pemo, publisher of Vanguard newspapers, on his attainment of 80 years in good health.